Keying uses a specific color or luminance value to determine transparency. Now, the process of removing that specific color or luminance value from an image is actually called keying, or pulling a key. And while there are several tools in After Effects you can use to pull a green screen key, the key light effect is by far the best place to start. So I'll select layer 1 in my timeline, and then go up under the Effect menu, Keying, and choose Key Light 1.2. The first thing you need to do with key light applied is set a screen color. So in the screen color area, come over to the right and click on the eyedropper to grab it, and then just click in the green background area to sample the green color. Press the spacebar to begin playback, and you might notice some white noise here in the lower right corner. To get a better view of what the key actually looks like, we need to look at the matte, which is a black and white representation of transparency. I'll press the spacebar to stop playback. Let's go over to the View dropdown in Key Light and choose Screen Matte. So any pixels that are 100% white are fully opaque, and any pixels that are 100% black are fully transparent. Any other variance is semi-transparent. Since I see so many gray pixels, I'll start by increasing the screen gain to a setting of 110. Increasing the screen gain allows for more variance in the green color. Another way to heighten the effect of the key is to increase the screen balance. So I'll change that to a setting of 95 just to increase that a bit, and notice that's helped with some of this area here on the inside of my matte. At this point, I want to go down to the screen matte area to further tweak the adjustments to my matte. Clip Black will help remove gray pixels from black areas. So I'll increase this to a setting of 10. And notice a lot of that noise that was in the corner is now gone, but I have introduced some here in the white area. So to help clean up the white area, let's decrease the Clip White setting. So I'll decrease this to a setting of 85. At this point, let's go back to the View dropdown and change it to See Final Result. And while this looks relatively okay, I'm going to go down to my timeline and turn on my background because I want to see what the dog looks like over top of the background. So the first thing I'm noticing is I need to actually slide him off the screen a little bit. So I'll select layer 1 and I'll press P to open the position, and I'll just scrub along the x-axis to position him off to the side here a little. And viewing at 100% magnification, this looks kind of alright. I'm going to press the spacebar to begin playback just so we can double check and see if there's anything else I need to adjust. Sometimes you might want to increase the magnification just to double check. So I'll press the period key on my keyboard, and I can see there's a little bit of noise in his coat, but not too much. I'll press the spacebar to stop playback. Also, another thing you want to check out is the edge of the key, and I can see I'm losing a little bit of detail along the edge here. So the first thing I want to do is change my clip rollback. So I'll set this to a value of about 1. And notice that's added a little bit more detail back into the side. Screen, Shrink, and Grow. Let's scrub on that to see what it does. Well, Grow definitely grows the matte, and Shrink shrinks the edges. And so I'll actually shrink this, but I'll just shrink it a little bit to a value of -1.8. Screen Softness will add a little bit of softness back into the edge of the matte. I'll just go ahead and press 1 and see how that looks. That's definitely softened up the edges, which I think is a slightly more appealing look. You may want to click on the View drop-down menu again and change it back to Screen Matte just to see the result. And there are definitely some black pixels in my white matte, so we need to go ahead and despot the black pixels. So let's go to the Screen Despot Black setting in Key Light and click and drag to the right. I'll set this to a value of 4.3. Now let's go and change the Screen Matte back to Final Result and press the spacebar. Now I can still see a fair amount of noise in the coat, so in order to fix that, I'm going to go to the Replace method here and change the drop-down from Soft Color to Source. And adding the source back in has definitely alleviated a lot of that noise. Now I'll press the comma key to zoom back out, Now we could continue to tweak this, but the most important thing to remember when pulling a green screen key is that you don't have to get the key 100% right in one shot. Most successful composites are created when you combine multiple tools and techniques,